the shadows where the stories grow. Ink and pixels start to flow. A spark of myth, a world unknown. Black Sigil carves it all in stone. Crafted dreams in silent light, woven deep through day and night. A channel born of art and flame, every tale etched with a name. Black Sigil rising, calling through the screen. Visions forged in fire, haunting raw and clean. Fantasy and memory stitched into the scenes, where legends live forever and nothing's as it seems. From cursed blades to arcane scrolls, they breathe life into broken souls. With every frame the truth is told, heroes young and ancient souls. Brushstroke code and midnight lore, unlock the dream behind the door. Not just a channel, it's a sign of mystery by grand design. Black Sigil rising, force in every frame. Tales that echo silence, joy and their pain.
Good morning, everyone. So just starting to come back here, just working on my Warriors of Chaos. I did do a little bit of progress on the, I got all the capes done anyways for this batch. So they are all painted up. That's a corn red base, I believe I used. And I used, was it Carroburg Crimson as the wash for it. And then I ended up highlighting that with, I believe it was Evil Sun Scarlet is what I used to highlight that with. Yeah, Evil Sun Scarlet. Give that kind of reddish, orangish kind of highlight on the case, which I think came out really well. So with that, we are going to go ahead and continue on with the horns and the fur. That's basically just going to be done using Rakarth Flesh as the base. I'm going to end up highlighting that, washing that with Reikland Flesh Shade, and then dry brushing over top Pallid Witch Flesh over top of that to give it a different kind of color scheme. And good morning, Get Kraken and Douchebaggins. Welcome. We're just hanging out today. That's all that we are doing. Let me get the video up here real quick. Just get that going just like that. Now let's head on back over to here. There we go. So we're just going to be doing a little bit of painting today, talking. You know, if you guys want to talk about anything, just let me know. Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to say, oh, you don't thin your paints. Well, typically I do. Really what I've done is when this starts to get low, I throw some water in there to just thin it out. So it's already pretty much at the consistency that I need it at the paint. So, yeah. I like the first kind of paint though. It's really textured for the fur on the Warriors of Chaos. So like you have to really get into every nook and cranny, I find, which takes a little bit extra time compared to normal painting, but it is what it is. Once they're done, they're gonna look great, I think. So I mean, I feel like if I didn't paint my figures, I feel like I would get ripped on by the community. I don't want to show any sort of gray models or anything like that. I get ripped on enough from you guys. It's all in good fun, though. Yeah, so anyone else working any models today? How's everyone's holiday preparations going? Are you guys doing, getting family get-togethers or anything? Running solo for this holiday season? Yeah, so I'm working on Warriors of Chaos right now with great weapons. I've already done the hand weapon and shield version, so now I'm just working on the great weapon version. And then once I'm done these, I think I'm gonna go immediately into the new Marauder kit and paint those up just so I can get them on the tabletop as soon as I can. I have them pretty much all assembled. I think I'm just missing maybe about 5 more base Marauder guys. And I did the kit where I just did 20 of them were hand weapon shields and then 20 with flails. I didn't do any great weapon guys, at least not on this batch. I imagine what I will probably end up doing in the future is buying another Marauder pack if they're still available, and then do more flails. I'd probably do like 10 more flails, 10 more hand weapon shield, and then 20 guys with great weapons, just so I have all the options available to me, so that no matter what on stream, I'm able to kind of like I can kind of use whatever models I want there. Ogres, nice. You know what? I never used to like ogres back in like 8th edition, and I don't really know why. I don't know if it's just the aesthetic of it, but now that I've been playing Old World and I've been playing so many different armies, I've been really liking ogres. I think they're really good, especially with the what's it called? The Renegade pack. It makes them really viable. I'm really enjoying them. And for those who haven't seen it yet, I just put a new video yesterday. Orc Goblin Civil War available to the general public. Although, if you're a member, you've probably seen that it was available for you guys on Friday. But yeah, that video is available now. Go check it out. It's the one that's playing in the top corner right now. I just have the sound off, so if you want to hear it with sound, head over to that to the YouTube page there. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. That helps a lot with everything that we do here, guys. We're almost at 4,000 subscribers for the channel, which is awesome. I'm really happy about that. My goal is 5,000 by my 1 year anniversary, which is May. So I think we're definitely on target to beat that. Which is I love when we are able to set goals and we crush them out sooner than anticipated. It's all because of you guys. Oh, Kyle, what's up? White shorts, welcome. So this month we may be a little bit short on the videos, only because it's the holiday. Trying to get everyone together over this month is kind of a little bit tricky. Um, but I still will be doing a members only battle report for you guys. That's only going to be available to the members at the end of the month. And then we also have another live stream that's going to be happening on the 21st. That one's going to be dwarves versus high elves in kind of a grudge match. Kind of settle the war of the beard once and for all. Just crush some pointy ears. I'll be playing the dwarves, and Kyle will be playing the high elves. It's crazy how fast that's all coming up. I have all the terrain ready. We're gonna do like a kind of like you guys are invading a dwarf homeland. 2026, I talked to my commission painter, and he's going to be doing some more work for me for terrain to really can crush out some more terrain to get some variations of the boards. I also going to be buying a couple mats. Hopefully, I can find some on Boxing Day to kind of change it up too. I really want a snow mat to go with the Wars of Chaos because I'm going with their motif. I'm going with I don't have them over here. I'm going with a snowy escape for them. Make it seem like they're in the northern of the empire or Norska kind of thing. The battle's going up there, so that's what I'm working on. Hey, did my camera go away? What happened here? Why did my camera go away? What happened? Huh. Well, that's weird. Let me fix this up real quick. Just working on seeing why this is an issue. Hopefully it's not going to be something that's going to be an issue forever. All right, activate that. And we're back, baby. That was weird. I don't know why I did that. There we go. Very odd. Yeah, working on some silver hells, Kyle. Very nice. Very nice. I can't believe that's coming along around this quickly though. The holidays and everything, like it's already the what is it, the 14th today? Or say the 15th? 15th today. 10 more days till Christmas. I'm not too worried necessarily with the coverage here. A little bit of black really makes the kind of the depth of the field come out here, especially when I put the wash on and then also the top highlight. Yeah, you're not going to notice any of that. So I kind of chalk up 2025 for the channel as a so I use a GW brush. This one's a GW brush, even though it's all cover paint. I had a terrible accident that happened. GW brush here, and then I use these are from my local gaming store, like Windsor and Newton. Nothing special. I do like the GW brushes. Just sometimes my local gaming store doesn't have them in stock all the time. But I bounced through. But yeah, so anyways, 2025 was kind of a tester for the channel, and 2026, I think we're gonna adopt some new things to how we're gonna do videos. I definitely want to do more narrative stuff now that I kind of have everything set up in the studio. Oh, as you can see, I do have a vinyl stickers now, and my vinyl sticker for my wall has come in. So tonight, I think the wife and I are going to be mounting that giant sticker to replace where the map is. But yeah. I mean, yeah, Dan, they're okay. They're not like I don't see I don't see the reason why I would need to have a GW brush. There's plenty of other companies out there that made them for a fraction of the price that will serve me just well. I'm not an expert painter. I'm nothing like that. Um, so I probably don't take the proper. I don't definitely. Well, I shouldn't say probably. I definitely don't take the proper care of my brushes. So really, like a smaller, whatever, like a normal brush that's not GW will serve me just fine. It's more I kind of go with whatever my local store has in stock at the time. I'm kind of beholden to that. I definitely like these Wars of Chaos models. I know the new ones will look really cool, but I've always liked these kind of very uniform looking Warriors of Chaos. Eventually, I'll get my Chosen painted up, but you know what? Because I plan on running a lot of Wolves of the Sea, I don't think I'm going to really need my Chosen that much. Just because I don't think they're available in Wolves of the Sea, so I'm probably not going to take them. Or maybe they're rare, I can't remember. But either way, That's fair, douchebaggins. Yeah, you're right though. I do really like the shade brush from GW. They are kind of I have one from this Winsor Newton company. It's just not the same. It's a little bit too thick. At least the ones that they had in the store, they were a little bit too thick, so it's hard to get like precise um, uh, like spread on that brush. So I haven't really used it much. I tried it once, but for big stuff it's fine. But for little malls like this, it doesn't really work out all that great, unfortunately. Yeah, that's where I think like honestly Games Workshop's kind of heading to now is they're going towards the really detailed models. Like you saw it with Cathay, you see it with the new Marauders. Like they're beautiful models. Don't get me wrong at all. I think they are absolutely gorgeous. It's just they're going to be a little bit harder to paint, take more time because of the amount of detail that's there now. So people just have to prepare for that. That's going to take them probably a little bit longer. There's going to be more things they have to be concerned about when they paint their models now. Yeah, it's rough. It's hard. Excuse me. The In a game like Warhammer, when everything is ranked up, it seems almost like a waste. Other than your front rank, it seems like a waste to have that much detail. Again, don't get me wrong. I think all the new models they've released have been great looking models. Mind you, that's probably because realistically, I haven't seen a refresh on any fantasy models by GW since 8th edition. But I think they're killing it with a lot of the models they're releasing for the old world. Some of them aren't the great. Some of them are kind of maybe a little bit of a miss, but I haven't really experienced too many of that. Most of them have been pretty on point. Danfish, you know what? After I've said this before on other streams that I've done, is that's what I've started to do too. It's the camera doesn't really, you don't notice the massive detail when I'm playing or streaming um, the models. So I've kind of taken the approach of going a little bit faster with, or trying to anyway. I'm still really slow with painting, but just getting a tabletop ready army onto the table, and then I can always go back after and do all the touch ups and whatnot. So I think that's kind of the right approach now is just get them tabletop ready, get them on the table painted, get them in videos, and then once I'm done my huge lot of everything that I have, go back after the fact and touch them up, do the edge highlighting and all that stuff that I will see personally or my guests will see when we're together. I mean, as I get new cameras, that will probably all change because hopefully they will pick up a lot more detail, which will hopefully be a 2026 investment as long as the channel keeps doing well. And big shout out to all you guys that are members out there. Thank you so much for your support. You guys are awesome. You guys helped allowed us to do like because of your continued support, we were able to do that giveaway that happened a couple weeks or like a week ago on the 7th. I like doing that kind of stuff, giving back some doing some giveaways and whatnot for the community. And as long as we keep a forward momentum, I plan on doing more giveaways for especially for our members. The general public, our next giveaway for the general public is going to be at 5,000 subscribers. So we got about 1,000 now to go. It's kind of our goals for the channel is to keep it growing. And then as a reward for you guys helping us out. We're gonna give away some stuff. So yeah, I think 5,000 subscribers. We're gonna do a little bit of a giveaway. My reaction was, holy shit, that looks sick, followed by pure excited. Yeah, 100%. It's like, man, that looks amazing. Oh, God, I gotta try to paint this stupid thing now. What are you finding works for the Dark Elves? As in, what do you mean? Do you mean paint? Do you mean models? What are we talking here? Sorry, it's morning here. It's 10 a.m. and I'm already starting with the energy drink, trying to get a little bit more energy here. What works for Dark Elves that I've been noticing? Dark Elves are kind of in a little bit of a tricky spot. Like, I think elves in general can be in a little bit tricky spot. Always being T3 kind of hurts them. Like, the problem with elves is like they fall apart to any sort of shooting. So it's hard to get them across the board, especially when you're fighting things like dwarves and whatnot. But they are the new magic items have kind of helped with that. I believe there's one that gives a unit like -1 to shooting with a banner or something like that, which is huge. But yeah, elves suffer strictly from just being high cost and getting shot as they try to cross the table because they have minimal armor and they have low toughness. So anything that like any armor that takes like an organ gun or even a flame cannon would really mess up Dark Elves. What works though? I'm just trying to think. I don't really know too much about Dark Elves. We don't really have many. I have a buddy who's starting to play them now. Or starting to collect them. So hopefully make an appearance on our channel sooner rather than later. I don't really know. What do you guys think about Dark Elves? Yeah, it's just all elves. They're just all overcosted for what they can kind of bring. Every time you lose one model, it hurts. They're like it's like playing chaos. Like I lose one warrior chaos, I'm like, oh god, that hurts so bad. That was like 15 to 18 points, whatever. Elves, I think, kind of suffer from the same, where they're just so expensive. I mean, elves definitely like they're not bottom tier, I would say. There's definitely worse factions than elves. Well, certain elves. I'm still trying to work in my head. My wife is assembling her wood elves now. I'm just trying to think in my head of how to make wood elves work. They're I think those ones are they're pretty bottom tier right now. And I'm hoping this update to the point balancing, I hope it fixes some of the elf stuff. Yeah. I think high elves have some play. They're I find that their sword masters are, at least when I fought them, are really like a pain in the butt to kind of deal with if they get into combat with you. The sheer number of attacks, plus if you're able to buff them up and stuff, they're just a nightmare to deal with. But you're right. Overall, I think the only way to make them really work is to go like competitively anyway. Is you have to take the double dragon, but even that's not as good as it used to be. With the whole static combat of just of infantry now. Now that being said, like I know the proper way to do it to deal with them would be to every time they charge into a unit, obviously challenge them out with the champion. We don't really do that here at Black Social Studios. We like seeing the combat and them doing well. But we know that that's the way to beat dragons and large Mars now, or sorry, dragons is to just challenge out the guy, the champion. Yeah, he may get his max. What's it called? Max combat res off of the overkill potentially, depending on what he's equipped with. But actually, you know what? I don't think he will anymore. Now that the monsters don't get to fight as well, it is kind of tricky to get the full. What was it, +5 combat res on top of the wounds, on top of the starting, or whatever the model's wounds are. Hey Dan, thanks for tuning in, man. Take care. Yeah, I love watching the old world fanatics guys. They're from Australia, so I rarely get to catch their streams because they always do them like first thing in the morning here in Canada. Like I think they stream at like 6 a.m. or whatever. They go for a couple hours because again it's so late over there. But they seem like really cool dudes. I don't want to be an ass, but I think they have a really easy solution for high elves. Let them be the only army who kept the old mage bones for casting. That's an option, right? Like they're supposed to be the ones that kind of they haven't created the College of Magic yet. They haven't gone over there and officially taught the Empire all their tricks for it. So they definitely need something to buff them up. And just having the reroll casting now, the one spell per turn, I don't think is enough to like really make them any different than anybody else. Especially now that, yeah, you gotta take a magic item for it, but there's a common magic item now from the new Arcane Journal that basically gives it to anyone can take it now. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly I don't know what the answer is for high elves other than like you can't really. Let's see here. Is that going to be focus? You can't really just lower the points cost. I still don't think that's going to make them. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely don't want to see them bring back the old always strikes first rules. That's for darn sure for them. I hated that 8th edition. That was a nightmare. Now, for those that don't know, it used to be for always strikes first. Is that you obviously always struck first, and then if your initiative was higher than your opponent's initiative, they got to re-roll all their hits. It was kind of obscene back in the day. Oh, there you go, get cracking. Sorry, I didn't see your post, but we're on the same train there. I didn't like that rule though. I thought it was too oppressive for high elves. It made their like some of their stuff way too good. Just the sheer number of attacks coming back that you were able to reroll was silly. Six plus dodge, whatever, is not bad. Like I don't. They're just supposed to be quick, right? So I don't mind that. I would like to see it though. Was like if your initiative is higher than your opponent, give them the dodge. Not just like automatically give it for everything. Because if like a Chaos Warrior, for example, if they're the same initiative, they shouldn't get a dodge against Chaos Warrior. Chaos Warrior is supposed to be infused by the dark powers. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing. White shirts is that it just makes them even more expensive just to give them stuff where they actually like can go toe to toe with certain things. And that's what I don't like is like, okay, so in order for you to be actually semi good competitively, which is still a stretch, is now I have to spend more points on upgrades for the magic banners and whatnot. That's yeah. I don't like that approach where that's the only way to make them semi decent is to spend a crap ton of points on magic items. I mean, GW inherently has always had like kind of a balance issue. Like no, they can't nothing can ever be perfectly balanced in Warhammer. It's just there's so many factions. It's almost impossible to do so without making the game feel very boring, or not to say boring, where it loses even more of its fluff and flavor. Because we already had that with this edition. I find we lost a lot of fluff and flavor from previous editions. And like I said, that's something I just don't want is to lose that. So I'm hoping I have high hopes for second edition. Is they're gonna add or just kind of tweak certain things because again, this is them bringing back first edition, and overall the game has been amazing. I love it. Um, but everything could use a little tweaking or whatever, and hopefully they listen to the community. Which honestly, it seems like GW is might be doing that a little bit more now. Listen to the community, but we'll see. Only time will tell. I was thinking about going through all the arcane journals again and just kind of seeing where we're at. Um, you know, what is it? This game came out January 2024, I think. Kind of seeing how they all kind of stack up from the very first one to where we are now. I have them all digitally now, which is nice, except for the newest one. But I have that one in like a hard copy format, and just kind of comparing them to see which journals kind of stood the test of time with this edition, and seeing ones that kind of became like invalid or just didn't really offer much to this edition where we're at now. So I've had a lot of games and I haven't used a lot of the arcane journals per se, as far as it goes for making making armies. I want to start doing that, and our collection is growing rapidly, so that'll probably be happening soon. Doing more arcane journal stuff. Yeah, what else? Yeah, I don't really have much for you for unfortunately for Dark Elves. They're kind of one of those armies that no one in the community, well, at least where we are, no one really plays that much because it unfortunately got sent down to the legacy factions. Which, again, I'm hoping that we're gonna hear in January. There's going to be support for them in January. That'd be awesome. Or at least they come back in some fashion. But yeah, I think it's because like a lot of them were shelved. A lot of people just around here just stopped, didn't want to pick them up. I mean, the way they box their battalion boxes lately have kind of really made it easy for people to pick up one of the main core armies. There's some decent value in some of them. I mean, all of them you're saving money if you were to price them out, everything out individually. It's just there's certain ones that you're just not going to really use the models, which is unfortunate. I think like the Orc and Goblin box is kind of weak, in my opinion. To give you like common goblins, not a lot of people really run common goblins. They're just unless you're running like a narrative-y kind of list. In my opinion, I think night goblins are just better because they're just the fanatic delivery system, which is huge. Oh, okay, yeah. Tim was talking to me about about the league. I mean, I said I would have loved to join. It's just my work schedule just doesn't really kind of facilitate that, unfortunately. It work long hours, 3 on, 3 off shift work. It's kind of rough. I agree, douchebaggins. It'd be nice if there was a character model in there just to get you going. So it's literally you have a box and you can play just right out of the gate instead of having to buy additional stuff. Especially now that they create like the Battle March scenarios, it makes it very possible for that to happen. One game every 3 weeks. Yeah, that's actually pretty feasible. The issue for me with playing in like a tournament now, or not in a tournament, playing in like a campaign, is the days off that I have is like I need to like get a game in to record content. That's my biggest problem. So like it seems like now when I play, which kind of sucks in a way, because sometimes I like playing a little laid back game, is that if I'm playing a game, I might as well record it for for like the channel, right? Just so I can keep up with all the videos that I'm putting out. That's pretty much it. I just can't find character. I'm lucky to have 9 game stores with a 2 hour drive, and they all have the same. Yeah, this is to be honest, it's a little bit disheartening. All of our local gaming stores here, they literally carry the bare minimum of stock for Old World. And I mean, I understand. I understand to a point. Like, if it's not selling in the area, it's not selling in the area. But it just unfortunately just pushes me to order more and more stuff online, which seems to be kind of the go-to now. Because you're right. Like when I'm going shopping for malls, it's something like, hey, I want to come home with something, but there's nothing that the stores have that is gonna help me. Like if you're a new player and you want to just like hop in the games with Battalion Box, the stores generally carry kind of the Battalion Boxes, and that's about it. There's a couple good stores around here locally that have like a lot of. Sorry, by locally I mean it's about an hour away, 45 minutes, an hour away. Um, and they have excellent stock on a bunch of stuff. It's probably the best store I've seen outside of a GW store, to be honest. So I'm very fortunate for that. If I need something, I could just do the drive up to store in Hamilton, Ontario, and they've got a lot of great stuff in there. They're kind of been now my kind of go to if I need something specific and I need it that day. I can just take a drive up there. They're doing pretty good. Jake Lewis, even for 40K OS, there isn't really much of a scene for people. It's pretty much all reliant on online stores. Yeah, it's just hard, right? Like, as much as I love my local gaming stores, it's just I think it's a hard time for them right now. Is when you have GW that is basically doing free shipping for you, right? Like free shipping. You get it in, at least for me, I get it like about 3 to 4 business days. It's at my doorstep. So it's really hard to like, how do I say this without like seeming like a jackass? Um, it's hard to unfortunately support local gaming stores to a certain degree when they don't have the stock on hand. That's kind of the convenience part of having a local gaming store. I'm going there because you have stock on hand. If I have to order it through you, it kind of defeats the purpose of me going into your store. Now, I don't expect you to carry everything. That's not impossible. I know a lot of stuff is made to order from GW, or it's an online only thing, so they don't get a lot of profit from it, from what they buy. If anything, or they don't get a lot of profit from it. So it unfortunately the way the current things are with unless they're going to carry everything on hand, ordering from GW is sometimes the better option just because they have everything that you need in stock for the most part. Obviously, there's some out of stock stuff, but you're going to get it in 3 days with free shipping. It's hard to beat that. The only ways to really I feel like stores need to combat that is you got to start offering discounts on like every local gaming store. Unfortunately, is going to have to start offering discounts to make it more enticing to order through the store or get stuff through the store versus um, going right to GW. Because realistically, if I can order the product in 3 days instead of waiting on the store's shipping schedule or ordering schedule, um, there really is no point in me unfortunately ordering through my local gaming store if you're not going to offer a discount at that point. Also, if you love your local gaming store, you like to support them 100%. I do that a lot too, where I still wait because I want to see my local gaming store do well. But at the same time, it's hard. Yeah, see, you're lucky, Get Kraken. Yeah, the local store that you go to. Yeah, they offer discount. Unfortunately, down here in Niagara, they don't. The one that used to be here, he did. It was like basically hold the tax type of thing. Don't pay tax, so 13%, which is fine. But at least he did that. But no one else around here seems to really do that. They have their sales and everything, but I know the store you're talking about. Um, they offer discounts all the time. If you're Canadian, check out Tista Minis, Tista Minis. They have a great stock on a bunch of different things, including terrain. They're Canadian. They ship. They offer free shipping on stuff over $200. They're great. Especially if you just like want to walk in if you're in the Hamilton, Ontario area. They're great for their stock levels. I walked in there I was at a tournament. What was that? It was October, I think I was at a tournament. And there you go, Tisa Miniatures. Yep. I was at a tournament they were holding there, and I walked into their back store, looked at all their models, and I was like, holy crap, you guys have so much stuff that like I that's out of stock on GW store even. Like they have a really good selection of stuff there. Really like that store. I just wish it was closer. Like I said, it's about 45 minutes to an hour away. I wish it was just a little bit closer, but I mean, sometimes you gotta travel for great stores. So yeah. That being said, our local stores around here in Niagara are decent. I just wish they just had more stock, but again, that's a lot of overhead for stores, so I get it. For products sitting on a shelf. Always had a dream of opening up a gaming store. Um, That'd be really fun. But it's one of those things where it's like once it becomes a job, then it becomes not fun to be in the hobby sometimes. So I never want to do that. And also, I just find it's getting trickier and trickier for a storefront. Got a lot of overhead costs, your rent, all your inventory. It's rough. I don't have Hellions. Womp womp. Be so excited when I get all these Warriors of Chaos done. The great thing about a Chaos army, even though it won't be good, it's very easy to get 2,000 points on the table for Hordes of Chaos. Wards of Chaos is one of those armies that I always tell people I wouldn't recommend it being your first army getting into Warhammer. Is playing Warriors of Chaos. There's a couple I don't recommend, and generally it's the undead factions. Undead faction, demons, or Warriors of Chaos. I always say I wouldn't recommend it. How many warriors do I have to paint? Literally, I've got 6 more that are just primed after this, but I'm probably just going to do these, and then I'll work on the other 6 another time. But that's it. So these, and then 6 more. But these guys are pretty easy to paint. Like I'm still going with the black armor. Let me see. Where are my Warriors of Chaos? Oh, they're all the way on the other side. Never mind. They're just gonna be black armor, and then obviously the chainmail, and then a little bit of bronze on some of their decorations, and that's pretty much it for them. And then do a snow base, like I usually use the Sterling Mud. I like that texture a lot. So I put the Sterling Mud on, and then I put on just their Valhalla Blizzard or Valhallan Blizzard technique over it, and then I'll eventually go and buy some tufts, the winter tufts. See, like I had a Thousand Suns army for 9th edition, and yeah, I had all the trim painted. Like eventually I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I had my buddy painted. He did a fantastic job. I've been thinking about kind of recording other games too, but at the same time, Old World is just such an amazing game. I don't know if I really want to take away from that. And I don't think I would record like 40K, at least not right now. Or or uh or Horus Heresy. I don't think I have any interest in recording. I like the game Horus Heresy. I just don't think I have any interest in recording that. Um, if you do like Horus Heresy, go check out Mountain Heresy. They record them. They do live streams and stuff like that. Go check them out. That's fair, Jake. You know what? I quickly realized that once I started painting them, I'm like, oh my god, this is going to be a nightmare. I just love the idea of Thousand Suns because I had them. I have a Thousand Suns Horus Heresy army. So I wanted them in 30K and in 40K, so that's why I did that. I've always been kind of interested in Infinity or Marvel Crisis Protocol. Those have been kind of games I've been interested in too. Oh, I saw those paint pens. You're right. I had those definitely have piqued my interest for sure. Oh no. Do you guys enjoy it? Like honestly, like I'm trying to figure out content here. Do you guys enjoy these paint and chat things? And be honest, like I know I'm not the greatest painter. This is more just I'm painting anyway. I figure you guys keep me kind of locked in, and I could talk to you guys. The house is pretty quiet with the kids being at school during the day. Um, but yeah, I'm always just trying to kind of look for new content for you guys and what you guys may want. So again, if there's things you don't like, please tell me. That way I know like it's you guys aren't interested in it. And don't want to waste your time. Don't want to waste my time. Oh, I'm glad you like it, douchebaggins. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know. It's just there's certain times where like the stars just don't align with my buddies that come and play that I just can't get a video up. So I figure this is kind of like a kind of keep the hobby going. I missed the horn somewhere. Was it on you? It was on you. So what is going to be happening in going forward is every summer I'm going to be taking an entire month off of work and focusing on this channel. No, Kyle, it's not that's no, you're good, dude. I actually messaged you. I messaged you. I told you like I was going to cancel anyway. There's just a lot of running around with the kids, and the kids want to do Christmas stuff and everything like that last night, and we got home late. It's that time. It's that time of the year right now. Ah, awesome. I'm glad you think that, man. Yeah, I just love everything about Warhammer, man. So like I love just talking. I'll make videos on whatever you guys want. You guys want me to start doing like I said, I would love to do where we go through like we sit down, we go through the arcane journals now that we're in like almost 2 years in. And see what holds up, that kind of stuff. It's kind of a nice thing. Like I do this just for fun. This is just a side gig. So there's no real pressure on things making necessarily money. It's not. It's nice that it happens. You guys have been awesome with that. Um, but yeah, this is more of a side thing. So I don't mind doing things that don't necessarily generate money for me. That are just there because you guys like it. I have no problem doing that stuff. I do want to do more stuff for members. So I'm trying to figure out all the content that I can kind of do for you guys to give you more value for your membership. And obviously, it's just like a thank you. Again, 2025 was just a big tester for this to see the direction that we wanted to go. And now that we kind of dialed in somewhat what we're doing here, um, and kind of experimenting with different things and uploading different things for you guys. I know I keep mentioning this campaign. It's happening. Honestly, it's me that's holding everything up. Um, it's just coming down to the sheer amount of painting that I need to do is becoming overwhelming. Obviously, the other option is to get a commission painter to do it, which is all fine and dandy, but commission painting is also very, very, very expensive. So I've been working on Bretonia as well on the side. So I've basically got two armies on the go right now that I kind of bounce between the two to get painted, and it's Bretonia and Warriors of Chaos. Um, so we were working on them. We've got right. So I've got all. Ooh, where are we here? So I've got the horses done. The just the base coloring done on the horses here. So I've just been crazy painting horses, and then I've got these horses as well. So I've got horses coming up. Next up is to do the riders, which I've already started. So it's all coming. It's just it just takes a lot of time, especially with being like a dad full time job. It just takes a while. And you guys have been awesome with your patience. And I get that you guys want different armies on the channel. We're working on it. It's happening. It's just taking time. I don't want to throw gray paint or gray models on the bat reps for you. Sometimes it's nice just if I want to play something new, just throw it on there. Something that's not fully painted. Have you ever thought about letting your paid members get models named after them, or letting paid members decide your army's lore? Yeah, that's definitely that's pretty cool. I like that idea. You know, having like a champion of chaos or like a lord of chaos be named after one of our esteemed members. That'd be cool. We are going to be doing a 24-hour stream. We're just working on the details now. So what it's going to be, it's going to be literally 24 hours nonstop stream of us gaming. So when it comes, it'll be doing probably 4 or 5. Ideally, it would be 4 or 5 battles over the course of the day, with hobbying sprinkled in between. So when we have our downtime in between the fights, it'll be like maybe something like this, where someone's painting models, we just go over to them while we set up the next battle. Um, the idea behind it, now people will probably disagree with this, I'm not sure, but it's kind of to act as a fundraiser to help us really get our camera situation sorted. Cameras are very expensive, especially the ones that we would need for the channel that give like really good detail. Probably looking at about, I'm gonna say $1,500 Canadian per camera, and then that's if they need a lens and whatnot. So obviously, if I went to my wife and I said, "Hey, I need 4 cameras that are gonna be about $1,500 a piece," she will laugh at me and tell me to get bent. She is very supportive of the channel, but she's not that supportive. Yeah, that'd be really cool to do. It's pretty easy too. It's just literally like a little tray that they sit in for it, and then yeah, put the nameplate on the front. That's definitely pretty easy to do. I don't mind painting horses, douche. To me, they're easy. They're boring and tedious. Sure, maybe that's what it is. Maybe I get that if that's the reason why you hate them. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to eventually talk to a commission painter just to get some stuff done. I just struggling with between playing and painting like other things. That's the thing too. It's like once I get the armies painted and collected, then I have so much more free time, and that will just mean more bat reps coming out because I don't have to worry about painting stuff. I have so many different armies to choose from. Oh yeah, if you play historicals, I get that 100%. Then that is a lot of repetition. I've been looking to get into Hail Caesar. It's hard to find people that play around here. Pike and Shot, maybe. I just don't think that era really interests me too much. But I do feel like Hail Caesar. And yeah, no one's obligated to do this or anything. I just want to let you guys know that every single donation that we receive, whether through your memberships, super chats, any of that stuff, it all just goes literally directly 100% back into the channel. It's to um, help improve the production value of everything, build the studio that we have. So just so you guys know, it's not like as I'm going on lavish trips or anything like that. That's definitely not happening. It's going 100% back on the channel to get us to the point where we can create top tier content for you guys. Circles are hard to play outside tournaments / conventions, at least in the States. Sure. I feel like historicals to me would be I wouldn't want to take on my models. Like because the historicals tend to play with a lot of models, like you're usually playing a grand battle, right? So it takes a lot of your models to transport. I'm just not. I even in old world, I'm so hesitant to transport models just because it's like stuff breaks. You know, you go over a bump wrong, someone juts out in front of you while you're driving, you slam on the brakes, next thing all you hear is all your models go crashing. I heard about Saga. Yeah, that's definitely another one I would mind checking out. I'm into I was into Bolt. Well, I shouldn't say it was. I am into Bolt Action as well. I haven't played much of it lately, but I've also been wanting to check out Chain of Command. That looks like a pretty good rule set for World War II. A little bit slower paced, but I like the idea of not knowing what you're firing at until you can spot it. That's pretty cool. I already have like 4 armies painted for Bolt Action as well, and all the terrain you could possibly want. I played Malifaux for a bit. That was a lot of fun. Different concept of a game, right? You're not. It's not all about killing each other. It's or beating the crap out of each other. It's very objective based with the secret objectives and whatnot that your opponent doesn't know, which is kind of cool. I like that idea of having secret objectives where you're trying to do something on the battlefield that your opponent doesn't really know what's going on. Yeah, Bolt Action was one of those. It's a beer and pretzel game. Like it's very easy to play tournaments with it. That's why I got into it because the scene around here used to be pretty big. Um, I used to run events here regularly. It was almost every month I was doing it. We were getting about 20 players out every single time. At least 20 players actually. Some of them were actually close to 30. Um, yeah, it was a lot of fun. The players were great. The guys were really into it. They were all modeling a bunch of them were modeling stuff off a specific military unit. Usually it was ones that like their grandparents like used to like be a part of, which was really cool. I think if I got back into it, I would probably do a Dutch, like the KNIL. My grandfather was part of that. I'll probably do the same thing. But yeah, I've got German. Um, I've got German everything except early war. So I've got Africa. Well, Africa's kind of early war. I've got Africa. I've got there mid wars maybe. I've got Africa. I've got Waffen SS. I've got regular here, and then I've got Japanese, American, Italian. Yeah. Excuse me. Like I love the lore of 40K. I think it's some of the best stories out there is from 40K. It's super fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. Helps a lot. Like I said, our next giveaway for everyone is going to be on when we hit 5,000 subs for the general public. Um, that's going to be our milestone giveaway, and we're going to keep doing milestone giveaways every time we grow. We will give away a battalion box, and yeah, all that is that we'll be doing a stream at a certain time because we're getting into the higher numbers now for our, well, not higher, but it's becoming a little bit trickier to try to export all the names out of the off of YouTube. So I think the next time it's going to be we're going to use Streamlabs, and we're going to have people attend the channel, attend the stream, type in a word, and then it'll choose someone at random from there. I think that's what we're going to do. And then obviously that if you are a member, how can I do this without actually? I'll see if there's a way of doing multiple entries. Or maybe I'll do 2 giveaways on that day. Maybe I'll do one for the general public and then one for the members. That might be a good choice. So our 1-year anniversary is May 16th. And I'm hoping by May 16th to have 5,000 subscribers. So if you guys can help me out, share this with your friends that are also into the hobby. Help us grow, help us get more subscribers. They're going to watch the videos. That'd be awesome. Well, the members one is easy because I can literally export that. Like there's a file on YouTube or a button on YouTube where it will just let me export all members. That's easy. The hard part is the subscribers because subscribers I can't. There's no export button for it. Yeah, so that one is something I can't just do, unfortunately. All right. One more guy doing this batch, and then I can do the washes and then do the dry brush, and then we can go on to the metal bits. Yes. Oh, thank you for all those that are watching right now. We have looks like we have about 19 people watching. That's awesome. Just sitting here listening to me talk and paint. Everyone here is more than welcome to chat. Whatever you have questions or anything like that, you want to talk about Warhammer, you want to talk about whatever, just post up in the chat. Let's talk. That's what we're here for. I am also a pretty open book, so if you have any questions about things going on with me, I can let you know. Some things may be redacted, but yeah. What edition did all of you start playing Warhammer in? The fantasy version? Are you guys just coming straight from Tau? Did you guys play, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever editions? When did you guys start? I'm a end of 5th edition, so grade 7/8. Somewhere around there is when I started, which was a very long time ago for me. Ooh, Tumby's grumbling. Charlie woke up, put the kids in the bus, and came down here and got set the stream. Started playing in 97, 4/5. Gotcha. So you predate me, that's for sure. Yeah. I remember the Bretonian Lizardman set is what got me into it. My brother came home with it one day, and the rest is history. Was addicted instantly. I was like, man, this is such a cool game. It's unfortunate my brother no longer plays, but I kind of wish he would come back and play. I remember those good old times as a kid. Now all he wants to do is golf. Blech. Lame. Grade 7 or 8, early 2000s. Gotcha. Nice white shorts. And what were your guys' first faction when you started playing? What was your go-to? So I played that battalion set for a little bit. It was the end of 5th, so I was going to 6th. So I was just using, they're technically my brother's models. And then I started collecting my own army when I was, and that would have been Warriors of Chaos back in the day. Empire for you, nice. Oh, you lived in the mecca of uh of tabletop gaming, man. That is a goal of mine one day. Is I definitely would like to go to Warhammer World and go check that out. Fourth ed 1994 box set of Gobos and Elves. I don't remember that box set. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have open day events, miniature conversions, participate in a huge tank or the battle was fun. Great memory. Oh, that's cool. I'm planning on doing a lot of things in 2026 with Black Sigil Studios, so I'm hoping. Like I have lots of experience in hosting tournaments, not in Warhammer, but for for what's it for bolt action and stuff. So like I'm used to doing it. So I would like to do that. Almost do like a narration of the fights going on, kind of like a broadcaster. You know what I mean? Have one table that's kind of mic'd up. Not saying mic'd up, just a camera there, watching the game happen, and you're kind of just talking about the game just unfolding. I think that would be kind of a fun little, as a TO, being able to do. Have you and a buddy sitting there talking about it. And for all those out here that aren't part of our Discord, If you remember, look at the bottom of our description for this video. You should see a Discord button there. You click that, and I'll take you right to our Discord channel. Just make sure you have your Discord linked with your YouTube. I'll get you access there. Then you can start posting pictures, chatting with other people. I'm in there. Chat as much as I can. You want to have a voice convo, we can always hop into a chat room. Do all that stuff. Yeah, it's just something kind of fun, right? It's just different. Brings it almost like the kind of like the what do they call those? The e-games type stuff. The biggest thing is that we have to be able to show GW that Old World is a game that needs their attention. And it warrants the, upgrades, the constant updates and everything to it so that it continues to grow and evolve. I mean, the game's doing fine by itself. I don't think it needs us necessarily to say anything, but, you know. Oh God, no! I would not ask anything like that. Ideally, I would want to be away from the table, so you guys couldn't like hear me talk, and it would just be like responding to what you guys are doing, not trying to like, I don't want to know what your thought process is. I want to try to decipher it myself. What is the next faction you would like to see released in the old world? And that could be a legacy faction being folded into the main game. What would you like to see? It could be anything. You want Nippon, you want Araby, you want Ind, you want Vampire Coast. What are you guys thinking? Dogs of War. Skaven, nice. Yeah, Skaven would be really nice to bring back. Like they're of all the legacy factions to bring back in, I would have to say Skaven is probably my number one to bring back into the fold. Yeah, I think Skaven. Yeah, Hasper get Kraken. I feel like you're a little bit biased in your choice. Absolutely, I am. Yeah, it's Dark Elves. So if we're focusing on the old world, the biggest thing that would make sense, I feel, is the Dark Elves being like focusing really much on like a pirate uh arcane journal would probably make the most sense to try to bring them into the old world. They're just so far disconnected from the main story right now with everything that's going on that I think that's probably the best way to bring them back. Like, like Corsairs, Charybdis, Reaper bolt throwers, shades, and what are the Dark Riders? Like a super fast kind of there to capture slaves to bring them back. I just spit everywhere. That's lovely. So they have me talking about dark elves, and I was frothing at the mouth. Yeah, like we all know that this is heading towards the first great war against chaos, right? That's kind of what the storyline is kind of heading towards, which is really exciting. I honestly that's probably when you're gonna start seeing demons come back. I'm gonna guess, and like the chaos powers really start ramping up. I really like the change they did with the Marauders, where they weren't necessarily worshiping directly Nurgle, like the Chaos Gods. Well, the idea from what I've been hearing anyway is that there's a big internal fight going on with Skaven in between AOS and Old World. Is AOS does not want to give them up, and they want to keep them specifically for AOS, and that is why they have not come over yet. So I don't know how long that's going to be going on for, if that is the actual reason, but that's just what I've been hearing. They're just trying to keep that IP specific for um for them, which is lame if that's what they're doing. All right. Let's get where is my there it is. I need all new brushes. We've been painting like crazy and they're old. Some of these are like they're years old to be honest. Some of these are actually back from when I was playing 8th edition after like when everything died. We were still kept playing. Really want these to rest in all the nooks and crannies. And then when we highlight it, sorry, dry brush, I think it's gonna be exactly where it needs to be. I missed a bone. We need to fix that. Oh, we gotta wait for that guy to dry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the dry brushes that GW has are really nice. They're the perfect stiffness. that. Yes, like I said, once we do this, then we are going to end up highlighting, or sorry, dry brushing on the pallid witch flesh, I believe is what I'm going to be going with. Just to give it a little bit more depth. That'll make it look kind of like my other ones. I definitely need some new brushes. I was going to buy some yesterday, but then we went out with the fam and looked at a bunch of Christmas lights, so I didn't have enough time to run out and grab it. And they're closed today. All these gaming stores love being closed on Monday and Tuesdays. The amount of times that like I paint and you put your base colors on and you're just like, oh my god, like this doesn't look good at all. And then you put your shade on and you're like, oh, this is what I was trying to do. I'm thinking about doing the new Marauders in contrast paints just to speed everything up. But I'm so leery of contrast paints. I think it'll work well on them because they don't have a lot of big flat surfaces. Because they have like the layered colors and everything, the layered clothing. I think it'll turn out just fine. Um, but yeah, like I find contrast when if you're using it on just a straight up big open surface, oh, it doesn't do well. It's too streaky. I tried out my wife's internal guard, and I just was not happy with the result on the cape. So I think it's going to be like kind of a choose the portions that you want to do it on, but some of the bigger open areas you kind of need it to be on. Um, you kind of have to go more the traditional method, I find, unless I'm doing it wrong, which is very possible. Um, yeah, I find the traditional method will cover larger flower surface a lot better, whereas contrast just it doesn't do well on big open surfaces. There's one guy that I follow for painting tips, and I painted my what are they called? My Cathay Sentinel, Cathay and Sentinel that, and we're following his guide, and it turned out absolutely gorgeous, if I do say so myself. All right, getting there. Yeah, I always like dry brushing is it definitely speeds up a lot of your painting and really makes those top layers pop. But you got to make sure that you pretty much don't have any paint left on your brush when you're going to dry brush. You want just the faintest amount. Otherwise, you're going to get over saturation of the paint and it's just going to like glob on and look very streaky. I still make that mistake once in a while. I'm like, oh yeah, there's nothing on here. And then I go and wipe it off until there's almost nothing coming onto the paper towel. And then I put it on. It's like, what? Where'd all this paint come from? I really wish GW would have their painting app available on just like the PC. It's like I'm using my camera as a phone, or my phone as a camera, sorry. So I can't like pick it up and look. Can't remember exactly what color they want for the horns. I know it's slightly different, I think. I just can't remember. Yo, Jay, what's up, buddy? Oh, I missed that. Mm-hmm. The heck was I thinking? What was I thinking there? There we go. Thanks, dude. They're coming along. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. You ever have that in your life when you're like, you have so many things planned out with how you're going to do something? Like, yes, I'm going to sit down today. I'm going to crush out all this stuff. It's going to be super productive. And then it just doesn't happen. You get distracted by, I don't know, one of the 1,000 things that are going on in our lives. That happens to me a lot. I get very easily roped into playing video games with friends. They're like, hey, we're hopping on World of Warcraft. You want to come on? Oh, yeah, sure. Why not? 10 hours later. Thanks, man. Oh, see, we've had snow up here for the last. It's been snow covered for the last, I don't know, probably like week and a half, and that's just a normal day up in Canada. And yeah, Jay, thanks, man. So I got all the stickers. So I have so many different sizes of stickers, and I have the one for the wall now. So tonight the wife is going to help me. We're gonna hang that sticker tonight. And I think the next step is I'm going to order some of those displate metal posters, and I'm going to wait till Boxing Day, see if there's any deals going on. And I'm going to put those on the wall. That's kind of when we do our handhelds where my guest stands. So I'm going to do that. And then that way I'll have some decoration on that wall as well. And then I think the studio, as far as decoration goes, I think it's going to be almost done. Also, after Christmas, going to do the trim in the studio and then the flooring. We just want to get all the Christmas stuff out of the way first before we really went gung ho into finishing up the studio. Don't want to run too many projects at once and then just get overwhelmed with a bunch of half done projects. I'm already infamous for that with my wife. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to grab some of those. I like them a lot. I like how the display looks. So the idea behind them is I want to see if I'm able to um, do that, get the display, and then I want to do a what's it called? A backlight with LED lights, so it kind of looks like a back glow. I think it'll look really good on the channel. And then punch a hole through the wall behind each of them and run them through that. See you, dude. Yeah, man. Let me know how that's working for you. I'm excited for it. Our secret project. Ooh. Seven Faces is a good friend of mine. He used to play 8th edition together a lot. Actually, it's funny. I knew him in high school. We played it then. Then we kind of separated ways after high school. Obviously, like college and everything like that. Everyone kind of went everywhere. And then I want to say probably about like 6 years ago, 6 years ago, we linked up again. We started playing Warhammer, and then unfortunately he ended up moving back out west again with his job, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, he's been helping me out a lot with this channel from afar. It's been great. I really wish YouTube will allow you to gift memberships to specific people. I would love to get to the people that help me on the channel. Just like, here, see all this content that we have here, but unfortunately, because you're not a member, I can't give you the members only stuff. It's silly. Okay. Oh, finished. Oh. Well, I think we need another video, don't we? Let's see here. Let's do what's kind of one. There you go. We'll do this one. There's another video for you guys. Now it is time to do some dry brushing. So I'll need a piece of paper towel. If I can. Oh, where are you? Oh, I fell. Oh no. Come here, you. All right. So now, I'm sure all of you know how to dry brush, but for those that don't know how to dry brush, basically what you're doing is you're loading up your paintbrush with your paint, and then you essentially want to use a paper towel or a napkin or whatever you have there, and you essentially want to remove as much paint as you possibly can. So it's just a faint trace that's left over. That's not the one that I want. That's my base brush. Where are you? There you are. So you want so it's just a very, very faint amount of paint that's left over, because all you're trying to do is you're trying to catch just the edges, like the higher edges of what you're painting. And my camera just went out again for whatever reason. Did you die? No, you didn't die. Why do you do that? This is why, guys, I'm really hoping to eventually change everything over to cameras. They're more reliable than using the cell phones. It's been a kind of an uphill battle for me with using these cell phones. They work most of the time, don't get me wrong. It's just Rakar's flesh, Raiklin's flesh, shades, and okay, cool. And the bone. Oh, I used the wrong color on that. That's not a big deal. I can fix that. I'm fixing it. Just give me 1 sec, guys. Okay, so we'll do that. All right, there we go. Now let me just fix this back here again. What's happening here? Why is this different? Why is this different? Why is it upside down now? Stupid technology. Being a pain in my butt. Oh, now it froze. Help me, guys. What's happening? Yeah, why is this being silly? Oh, hang on. I think I know why. No, why is it being silly? Thanks a lot for all you guys that are hanging out here and while I try to fix this. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do that. Let me go to this. No, that's not what I want. I want this. Yo, everything's going to heck now, friends. We're fixing it. I just got to move stuff around. Don't worry. Everything is going to be fine. Ha. All right. That's better. Right? Hopefully it doesn't do that again. That was annoying. Right. There. Don't touch it. Okay. Fantastic. There we go. No, I just don't think I need to be zoomed in. There. That's a little better, I think. Something like that. Sure. So yeah, so sorry. Back to what we were talking about with dry brushing before that happened. So all you do is just load up your brush. Let me just ooh, shaky, shaky. So all that we do is we load up our brush, right? It's got a red tinge to it. That's unfortunate. That's okay. Maybe it's not okay. This is why you need to clean your brushes better. Am I using a layer paint for dry brush? Yes, I am. They do have dry paints for this, for certain colors. Just trying to get off as much of the old paint that was on there. Problem is I was doing red. What was I doing red for? I can't remember what I was painting red. Okay, let's do this. So you just basically keep going, right? I just kind of keep going until there's not really much. There's not really much coming on the brush anymore. And I just take it. Maybe these still need to dry a little more. I want to. Let's. Yeah. You're basically just gonna very lightly just go over the top, and that's gonna pick out and really subdue that wash that you did. It's gonna subdue that, but it's gonna make all of your higher sections really stand out. You just want to go light. You don't want to put too much pressure on. If you put too much pressure on, you're gonna get like essentially like it's gonna create a line of paint over it, and you don't want that because you're gonna lose a lot of your detail. So yeah, I don't know if the camera, if you can really see it there, but it's doing exactly like I wanted it to. And see, it's not going to any of the recesses. It's staying only on the high points that I'm dry brushing. And the more you do it, the brighter it's going to become. So take that in consideration whenever you are doing your paints. And depending on how hard you push is how much paint is going to be applied. So this, I just want to do like a little bit of highlights here and there, nothing crazy. So I'm going pretty, trying to go light. And there, so there's that. So that's kind of how it started. And that, so this is how it started and that's how it finished. Well, there's still one more highlight I got to do on it, but that essentially is how the first coat of the dry brush went. So you can definitely see the difference there. Creates a lot more depth of color on the models. It honestly almost like eventually feels like it's like a dust that's going to be on your brush that's left over. That's kind of the effect that I'm going for here, is like you want that nice dust to form. Because that dust is what will just literally attach to the very tops and look great. Now, am I going to get some on some of the areas I don't want to go on? Yeah, probably. But that's why I always start on the top layers and work my way down. Sorry, I always start at the bottom, work my ways up. When the dry brushing, I can always touch up the metal afterwards with the highlight I got to use there, so it's not the end of the world. Now, I'm also going to go different levels of whiteness between all the furs, because I don't want everyone to look the exact same. Because you got to think, like, some people would have had their cloaks or whatever a lot earlier from a different animal that could have a different coloring. So, how bright they are is gonna how bright the white is going to change from each one. What are people using for magnetic movement trays? So what I do is I 3D print movement trays that have magnet holes in them, and then I can drop a magnet in the tray and drop a magnet on the model, and then that's generally what I do. I know there's metal trays that people can use. The problem is that they're not as customizable as just 3D printing and do it the way that I do it. I used to have a bunch of magnetic trays made by, I think they're made by Table War, to be honest, if I remember correctly. But they were a fixed size, so I couldn't like change really anything with them. Oh no. So again, that's how it is now. And that's how it started there. So again, more of a brownish color there. Now that brown's in the low, and then the white is picked out on the highs, and just adds a little another depth of color to it. Load up some more paint here. Again, see, I'm just constantly going until there's not really anything coming off the brush anymore. And then the main thing is just to be careful with the first model you do after adding paint to your brush, because that one's going to have the most color that's on it. So you definitely want to go super light. Otherwise, you're going to get that pile up of the paint, and then it's going to not really, the effect is going to be kind of lost there. And it's just going to be ground into the lower parts. So just keep that in mind whenever you're painting. The first one after you load up your paintbrush is going to be potentially the most you have to like kind of worry about. And for the record, I know I'm not the greatest painter. I'm just doing this for fun. So obviously everyone has their probably better techniques than I do. But here I am. White shorts, this kind of help a little bit with the dry brushing. So when you're painting certain things, you don't want to just go over everything. What you're trying to do when you dry brush is pick out the edges and pick out the higher areas. You don't want to just do like a straight up dry brush over the whole thing, because you're going to probably get down areas that you don't want to get on. The idea of the dry brush is purely for the high points, is just to pick those out and the edges. So if you want to do a quick, instead of doing normal edge highlighting, you dry brush the side of any edge to get that effect. But yeah, it's purely just for doing the high points. The nice thing with these capes is because they have so many ridges and everything, this is what dry brushing, in my opinion, is like really, really meant for. Is like this super texturized area. I feel like Bob Ross. It's our happy little friend over there. Any of you guys remember the man, the myth, the legend that is Bob Ross? Again, I know I keep saying it, but don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Helps the channel a lot. We do like the growth that we have been getting. Think about becoming a member if you want to support Black Sigil Studios. That'll give you access to our members only Discord. You'll get your battle reports a couple days early, as well as not monetized by me. So that means you get no ads put into your videos by this guy here. You also get free entries into any draws that we do. And what else do you get with that? Priority shoutouts. Yeah. I think I'm going to do the Marauders. I'm not going to do them in this scheme. I'm going to give them a different color, probably more like a dark brown. Because like the Warriors of Chaos, they come from literally the frozen wastes up north, the Chaos Wastes. So I imagine it'll probably be a lot more like, because there's a lot more snow and everything up there. Whereas the Norskin Marauders come from Norska, which is still snowy, but I would imagine it's like they do a lot of raiding and whatnot, so they got their furs from everywhere. I'm gonna do those more in probably a brown, like a darker brown color. I think that'll look really good on the Marauders. And also make it look a little bit different. Like the white is almost like a prestigious honor to have the white wool or the white furs. God, I really hope they do like real Norskin, like a Norska list. Bring back the mammoth. Bring back, some crazy beasties that come from up there. That'd be really cool for Norska. My lighting step is garbage, to be honest. All it is it's an aught light. That's it. I mean, it's I shouldn't say it's garbage. The light is nice. Yeah, it's just an aught light. Oh god, I'm blinding myself. Um, LED aught light that has on a really long arm. I definitely do need to up my light game eventually. Looks like we're almost done with this fur, and then we can go on to doing some metal. Actually, I know what I gotta do today. Today, I have to buy my ticket for that tournament at Tista Minis, actually. I gotta get that signed up and get that going. Right. Oh, shaking. I'm not sure yet. Renegade Crowns. I like them. They're a bit expensive. I like the customizability. That's really cool with them. I think that's the neat part. Why again with the camera? I don't understand what the problem is here. It's got to be something else I'm not seeing. 1 second here, guys. I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, let me go studio mode here. Is it a camera that's taking priority for whatever reason? It shouldn't be timing out. Because the app is running. It hasn't done it before. This is the first day where it started doing this. So I'm not sure. Was there a change to the app? Maybe? Yeah? Which is okay, let's see if I can. This is something I can turn off here. Sorry about this, guys. I'm working on it. I'm just trying to figure out. Interesting. There's nothing here that has it turn off after a certain amount. But it's weird because I have to unplug it and then plug it back in. So I don't know. Maybe it's a USB confliction. Okay. Don't do it again, please. That would be great. If you just didn't do it again. Okay. Good morning, Jay. How are we doing? Let's transition to this. There we go. Okay. How are we doing, Jay? Everything great? Now it's time to paint some metal. Ironbreaker will be the highlight for that. So yeah, so I'm going to use Ironbreaker as the highlight. That's good, Jay. Always good to be hanging in there. Then I just need to use a lead belcher. We're going to use some lead belcher for that. And then I will use, where's Eggrax? Earthshade. I will use Eggrax as my wash for the metal to give it not much. So I like using the Eggrax Earthshade. So if I want a nice, fresh looking metal, like a professional, like it's been taken care of, I'll use obviously just non oil and then highlight that. But I like using the Eggrax Earthshade because it brings the color down to a browny, almost greeny color, like it's been kind of tarnished a little bit. And that's kind of what I use for when I'm painting my chaos stuff. If the dropper bottles are a thing, it's a game changer. Like that's what I love about Vallejo paints, is that Vallejo uses dropper bottles. It's a lot more precise on what I can do. The paints stay around a lot longer. Dropper bottles are the future. I'm surprised it's taken this long to do it because I am so sick of not getting 100% seal on my paints and then they just drying out for not using them for a while. I hate it. But anyways, I digress. All right. So now for the metal on this, basically what I'm going to be doing for the metals obviously is I'm keeping the plate mail all black. That's kind of a chaos kind of thing, the black armor. So it's going to be the chainmail here is going to be metal. Obviously the bits on the weapon, the blade on the weapon, that's going to be metal. And then The belt buckle will be metal. And yeah, and then obviously, so all the little things like that are on the models, like these little skulls here. You can't really see. Focus. Focus camera. Was it this? Why don't you focus? There we go. So, anyways, right here, there, that there, there's little tiny bits of little adornments like on the skull and the knee. That's going to be probably Hashput copper or Hashut copper. Sorry. That way, I can. It just makes them stand out a little more. So, anyways, enough talking about that. Let's get into it, shall we? I am going to do a little something that people aren't going to like. So I'm going to do it down here so you can't judge me. Don't judge me. Give that a good shake. All right, let's get this going. Let's paint. I think with the Wolves of the Sea, I want to see if I can find a technique with like the salt water kind of corroding their weapons, right? Because they would come from the Sea of Claws, I think, is like directly south of like Parnorska. I think that'd be kind of a cool little. Ah, see again. There's no. It's showing on my screen here that it's still streaming, like on my Something just isn't right here, which makes me believe it's not necessarily this. It's something else that's causing a confliction. What else do I have open that could possibly be causing a confliction? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's got to be something else that I'm not seeing. There's something else going on with my OBS. And so I've done this before, and that's the thing is like it hasn't been an issue before like this. And that's gone. Let's just try doing this for now. Is that already there? Part of me wonders if it's the cord causing the problems, to be honest. Maybe that's the issue? Is it the cord? Let's see if I can plug a different one and see if that will fix it. We'll get it going here, folks. I swear. You know what? It will run off of Wi-Fi for a bit. See, that's why I think it's because I unplugged it, and it was fine. Maybe it's the cord. Let's see here. Okay. So let's do this. Let's deactivate it. Okay, I'm trying it with a new cord now, a new cable. So we'll see. We'll see if that makes a difference. Oop, I have to transition that over like that. There, see if that does it. I'm hoping it's just a cord because a cord is an easy fix. If that's not the problem, then somebody's going to get hurt real bad. It's going to be my computer. I'm glad it's doing this now when I'm doing this instead of when I'm doing a live stream, like a live stream game. I'd rather do it now. That way I can solve the problem. Ooh, so shiny. Yeah, so all these adornments on the weapon and stuff are all going to be the same thing. They're going to be hashput copper or whatever, hashut copper, whatever that color is. I still have, I think I've got another 16 Warriors of Chaos that aren't assembled. I still need to do, but I'm kind of torn on how I want to do them. I'll probably choose a specific god and then maybe do the colors up in there. So like instead of the black armor, maybe for Khorne I'll do like a red one. Although I'll probably do green. I like Nurgle a lot, even though Nurgle's kind of cheese. I've always liked Nurgle. Nurgle and Tzeentch were always my favorite gods. And it's funny because I think they hate each other, if I remember the lore correctly. I do the belt still. You know what? I'll go back and do the metal and the belt after. I'll do the leather and then I'll do the belt clasp. I really like to look at these great weapons. I mean, they're nothing special, but I think they fit. They're not like so high fantasy. And that's where kind of I think 8th lost me a little bit with some of their kits. They went like super high fantasy. These are very practical weapons that somebody would use on the battlefield. Well, to a certain degree, in a fantasy setting. Now, what color do I do for the wood for the weapons? I kind of want to pop. I'm thinking maybe like a Mournfang brown for the weapons, just to make the metal and all the adornments pop a little more. They're going to be a little bit darker, kind of do like the opposite. That could be kind of cool. For those of you watching, what kind of games do you generally? Are you more on the competitive scene? Are you a casual player? What's kind of your go-to for styles of games you play? Are you a narrative player? Always kind of interested to see what the audience is like, what kind of stuff you like to see. If you're a competitive player, like I wouldn't mind trying to. I'm not really a super competitive player. It's not my style, but I don't mind putting up some videos every once in a while of like, maybe this will be a tournament list that I bring one day. Kind of play that way and play super competitively for a video. Yeah, to old world in general. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm also wondering, do you think we should have something like a little bit like kind of chill music in the background playing when we do these things? wonder if I can get some like. Some Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Let me see how I can add that in here. 1 second. Audio output capture. Let's see here. Bring it down a little bit. How's that? Can you hear that? Is that okay? The sound, is it too loud or is it good enough? Are they really? Well, are you working New Year's, Kyle? Because I'm not. Oh, I thought you meant they were doing on like for New Year's Day. Well, either way, Kyle, I'm down for checking that out. That's for sure. You work most holidays. That's unfortunate. Sounds like you're kind of in the service industry or a truck driver, one of the two. Yeah, your boss must be a real jerk then. Oh, there you go. Very nice. So I'm starting to believe that it may have been the cord was the issue. Because this was not doing it. All right, well, I guess I'm wearing a new cord tonight. Oh, the classic Hobbit music. What did I figure out? But very rarely do I ever figure out anything in life. Oh, yeah. At least that's what I'm thinking it is so far. I mean, to be fair, I think I've had that cord for, I want to say, 3 years now of heavy use of charging cell phones and whatnot. So it owes me nothing. I love the music from Lord of the Rings. It was so good. So good. Incoming Gandalf. I hear good things about the game. I'm not opposed to trying it. I just don't know if I want that investment. I guarantee you, if I was to do like a stream of like a playing of Lord of the Rings tabletop game, Luca from Mountain Miniatures would 100% and Mini Wargaming would 100% want to play a game. He loves that. Like I said, guys, if you can like, comment, subscribe, that helps us a lot. Makes our videos go a lot further. If you guys have never heard of us, we also do battle reports, which you can find on our YouTube page for Warhammer the Old World. Check them out. Lord of the Rings. If I watch Lord of the Rings, it means I'm not painting. Thanks a lot, Kyle. Oh, hang on. For whatever reason, it jumped to, I must have pushed a button to change the input. Which reminds me of the John Cena meme where it's just him kind of like bouncing in his chair, listening to this song. Very happy to have all you guys joining me on this adventure. This is great having you guys here while I paint. Our own little fellowship of the paint, if you will. I was like in Lord of the Rings, like you see like the innocence of the hobbits, just unbeknownst to like what actually is going on in the world, and seeing how they've changed from like the start of their adventure going into like towards the end of the movies and stuff. It's like the happiness and joy has been like sucked out of them during all the events that happen. Yeah, 100%. Kyle, you should come over. You should set up right there. We'll get the cameras on both of us, and we'll just talk to everybody. I think that'd be actually a really fun thing to do. Is just have like a panel of painters. I follow some streamers that do it. Seems like a lot of fun. Ooh, this guy's got a hammer. I love this song. With the flute or whatever they're using. It's beautiful. Peaceful. I think this is when Bilbo's sitting on the hill with Gandalf, smoking their weed. This will be a night to remember. Yeah, this is them partying now. Right before Merry and Pippin decide to light off the dragon firework and scare the crap out of the villagers. The 21st. That's a Sunday, right, Kyle? If you're still here. Yeah, it is. Okay. Ooh, it's too much paint. Is this when they're going through the wilderness and meet Merry and Pippin that were in Farmer Maggot's crop, or whatever his name is? Nope, this is too intense for that. This might still be the fireworks, to be honest. I love you guys still hanging around here. I love it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. This is awesome. Oh, we lost one. I scared one away. That's okay. Yeah, I'd love to get my Warriors of Chaos going. The Wolves of the Sea, with the way that they've kind of changed them and made them feel really cool, I'm excited to play them. Again, I don't care if they're good or not. I don't. That doesn't influence my decision whether to play an army or not. I like the world of cool, baby. I've always liked Chaos. Like I say, Chaos was my first official, like my own personal army. So it's kind of fun to see it all come around like full circle where, 6th edition, I collected my first Warriors Chaos army. Now, in the old world, it all comes back. So I've got, so I bought the battalion set. So I've got the 2 chariots. I did one up as the as a regular Chaos chariot. The other one was the Gore, whatever they are, chariot. Then I have 10 knights. 16 plus 16 is 32, 48 warriors of chaos. I picked up the new Marauder pack, so I have all those. So I essentially have 40 Marauders and 10 Marauder Horsemen. I've got a Hell Cannon, Dragon Ogres, Lord on foot, Wizard on foot. What else do I have for Warriors Chaos? Chosen. I don't have the big beasties. That's the next thing I need to buy. I'm trying to crush through all like the infantry stuff and get them painted, and then I'll order the bigger beasties. I definitely want some skin wolves for the wolves of the sea. I think those are pretty neato. And then I need a lord on like a mount or something. I feel like that needs to happen. So I'll probably eventually grab the Chaos Lord on a Manticore. I'm not going to be like, once I finish these set of warriors, I'm not going to be like, probably not going to do the other warriors for a while. Because I have 16 more that are still unassembled. No, I have 32 warriors that are unassembled. Never mind, my bad. I got 32 warriors because I basically some guy bought a battalion set back when they first came out and then decided that he didn't need any more. He bought 2 battalion sets, decided he didn't need that many warriors, and then I bought them off him for like dirt cheap. So yeah, I've got a lot of warriors. Hobby! Princess! Or Gaul's being tortured, I think. God, the music. I just realized I was painting this guy off camera. I do that sometimes. I forget where I am. Oh, nice, nice Tomb King's box. Did you buy the battalion box, or you just bought like one box of infantry? I like Tomb Kings a lot. I think they're really fun. I get a lot of people kind of like down on undead right now because they're like a little bit too broken, which I agree. I find that some of their abilities, like a lot of the command abilities, the arise there needs to be something you can do to stop it. Oh, the ogre's game done. I finished. I mean, let's see what else we have going on here. Oh, wait, that's not the one I wanted. No, that's cool. So I just picked up. It was funny. So some guy locally was selling the literally the 6th edition Tomb Kings box. I think I picked it up for $90 for it. Yeah. So I bought it for $90. I'm like, because realistically, I need to do. I want to do a royal host army. So I need Tomb King chariots, right? So I didn't have any. So I'm like, you know what? I basically can get this box for cheaper than what it cost me to buy 3 chariots now. Change those chariots over to Tomb Guard chariots. I did a Nekharan War Sphinx instead of the no. Which was the War Sphinx? The War Sphinx is the one on the ground, right? The Necro Sphinx. I made one of those instead. So I have the crew from there that I can put into the chariots, and I also have 2 boxes of the sepulchrals, whatever, stalkers, or the necropolis knights that I can make. So I can even take the riders out of there as well and put them into the chariot. So I've got the models I need to make the Tomb Guard chariots. And then I can essentially do a royal host army because I think I have almost everything except the Necro Sphinx. No, except the War Sphinx for Tomb Kings. I have everything else. Yeah. So by $90, I also mean like $90 Canadian. So that's where we are. So that's what, like $70 Americanos, something like that. Oh, this one's kind of cool. It's like a big ass ball. Yes, it's out of the first Tomb Kings ones that came out. Yeah, it's in there. It's in that arcade journal. So it's got some bonuses. Let me see here real quick. Hang on a tick. Why isn't that? I had them all. Oh, weird. Okay. Probably didn't copy them over to my folder. Let's do that. Let me bring up the. Just 1 second. Where's the application capture? Window capture, that's what it is. Let's do this one. So that is, where is it? Roll host. So here's the royal host here. So it's basically you have to have a Tomb King or two Prince, and then Mortuary Priest, Royal Herald. You actually don't even need one for that. The reason why is that for an extra 35 points for this special one, you can have your Tomb King or Prince have a rise, and it can also be chosen as the Hierophant. So it's kind of cool that you can have a Tomb King. You don't need necessarily a wizard anymore. You can just have a Tomb King be your Hierophant. Then you get a bunch of other bonuses. What we got here. So you have grind them down. So kind of cool. This is chariots. What did I do there? Chariots, while within the general's command range, you can re-roll the dice when rolling to determine the number of impact hits, which is huge. Then there's that. Line weight. You can have unit of skeleton skirmishers per 1,000 points. Have the ambusher special rule for free. Skeleton horse archers per 1,000 points may have the chariot runner special rule for free. Just giving you a little bit extra protection. And then a unit with a special rule can volley fire during a turn in which it is moved, or while performing stand and shoot charge reaction. So pretty neat. So you have to have one unit of skeleton chariots for this one. You can take 0 to 1 Tomb Guard, or Tomb Guard chariots may be taken as a core choice. And skeleton archer, skeleton infantry cohorts, and skeleton cavalry cohorts for your core. Special Tomb Guard, skeleton skirmishers, horse archers, shopping, necropolis knights, and Tomb Guard chariots. You can have 0 to 2 scorpions per 1,000 points, so you take a lot of scorpions. And 0 to 2 commune war sphinx per 1,000 points as well. So you can be like a very, very mobile army. And then in your rare, the only rare that you have access to is just the Screaming Skull catapults, which is kind of cool. Then you have those special rules there. Yeah, so they're meant to be a very mobile army for the war host. And then the other one is the mortuary cult, which is meant to have big beasties. So you have like Tomb Swarms can take this core, Ushapti can be taking this core, Necro Serpents. And you have even more scorpions in your special. Yeah, you can have a lot. Oh, sorry, you got scorpions in your special. Oh, you have to take a scorpion per 1,000 points. So if you're playing a 2,000 point game for the mortuary cult, you have to take 2 scorpions. Interesting. And then same thing for here. So the authority of the Hierophant. So the Hierophant must be your general as well. So this is all about spells and keeping your guys alive. And then when they're all huddled together, they get a +1. So if Lich Priest within the Mortar Cult uses the Rise special rule, whilst within the command range of one or more other friendly Lich Priests, the number of lost wounds the chosen unit recovers is increased by 1. So that's big for like monsters that can only ever recover 1 wound. Now you can recover 2 wounds by keeping a couple Lich Priests huddled together. So yeah, they get some cool stuff in the Arcane Journal. All right, back to painting. Probably paint for another, I don't know, half an hour-ish, and I'll probably call her quits for the day. We've did a decent amount of progress here. Gotta get going though. The wife will be home soon from work. Yeah, no problem. Um, like I've got all the arcane journals now in digital format, save the newest one. So, like I said, I kind of want to do a where we go around talking about the arcane journals now that we're almost 2 years in, to see how they hold up compared to the newest ones. I think that'd be kind of fun, just sitting around talking, do some hypothetical talking and whatnot. Yeah, I already have the dragon ogres painted. I just need to. All I gotta do for them is just do the basing for them. They're already done. I initially had them painted up. I was going to paint them up for my beastmen, but beastmen are just going to be a little bit on the back burner a little bit longer. I want to get the Warriors of Chaos done. Apparently, in the rumor leaks, I don't know if anyone caught any of them, but there's rumors of lists coming out where Warriors of Chaos and Beastmen integrate together a lot more seamlessly. So, kind of like what they used to do with the Ravening Hordes back in the day. That'd be kind of cool. That's the rumor, and what I've heard, as we'll see if this is true or not, is that the reason why Kislev is not out yet is because they're waiting for certain geopolitical events to calm down before they release them. I hope that's not the case and they're just going to release them, because I think that's a silly reason not to release them. Everyone else on the channel, feel free to post up, ask a question, join the conversation. That's why we're all here, to kind of hang out, chat. Any questions about the game? You have questions about rules? You have questions about anything Warhammer related? I'm sure we can answer them for you, or at least we can try to find the answer together. I don't think that's the problem. Only because like they came out with Cathay during all this, so I don't see that being the reason. Either way, I am very excited for Cathay to come back. Or just Cathay. For Kislev, sorry. Not Cathay on the mind. Very excited for that. And to be honest, I don't think they can get away not releasing Kislev. Like they have to. If they want to progress, if they want to progress their story, which is what they want to do with the first Age of Chaos when Asfar Kul comes down, he literally invades Kislev. Like you need to have Kislev. Bearcat would be nice. No, they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to do a whole force. They can't. They can't not do it. The bear cav, the like the winged hussar look, all that stuff is gonna have to come out. The great thing about um like Total War being as popular as it was, it really gave them access to all of the 3D models that they could possibly need. Obviously, they have to maybe tweak them a little bit um, to make them into like plastic models. But I mean, they have the general outline of everything they need from the game. All right. There we go. There's our progress for today. We got all the weapons, the metal painted on, at least the base colors. We got the capes essentially done. So I'm going to end it there. We've been going strong since what time? Oh my God, it's been almost 3 hours-ish, something like that. I think 9:45 we started. So 3 hour, yeah, 3.25 hours. So I think we're going to end it there. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out our YouTube channel if you are into Warhammer Tabletop Battle Reports. For those that aren't already a member or who don't already follow us, there you can see a bunch of different battle reports that we started since back in May. Feel free to watch those, hit like, and think about becoming a member to help support Black Sigil Studios so we continue doing everything like battle reports, these painting videos, all kinds of stuff like that. And as always, everyone, happy wargaming.